Usually, comparing two cars on a spreadsheet is, well, it's just simple math. You want the most range, the most cargo space, the lowest price, and boom, there's your winner.
Right, exactly. Until you actually sit behind the steering wheel and then, the math completely falls apart.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Huh?
Because looking at our notes for today's deep dive, we have this really fascinating city EV showdown.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah, on one side, we have the iconic Fiat 500e, and on the other, the compact Leapmotor T03. We were blending some English market data and Italian technical specs today to help you figure out which of these totally different EV philosophies actually fits your daily life.
And, to understand how they feel on the road, we first have to look at the massive contradictions in how they are priced
Right.
and what that money actually buys you.
Right. I was looking at the English data, and it shows this razor-thin gap between them, and it's just a 934-pound difference. But then I cross-referenced the Italian specs, and they report a massive €5,000 gap in base prices.
Yeah, it's a huge jump.
I mean, are we comparing apples to oranges here? Is this just a fully loaded Fiat skewing the numbers against a bare-bones Leapmotor?
Well, no, actually. It is a true base-to-base comparison depending on the European market you are looking at. And what's fascinating here is that €5,000 gap buys you completely different battery chemistry.
Okay, how so?
So the Fiat packs a 42 kilowatt hour NMC battery. That stands for nickel manganese cobalt. It is highly energy dense, which gives the Fiat up to 331 kilometers of range.
Wow, okay, that's solid.
Yeah, and it launches it from 0 to 100 in a quick 9 seconds flat.
Right, while the Leapmotor relies on a 37.3 kilowatt-hour LFP battery, that's lithium iron phosphate. So it's cheaper to manufacture and generally sturdier, but it is much heavier.
Exactly, which explains why its range taps out at 265 kilometers and, it takes almost 13 seconds to hit highway speeds.
Yeah, 12.7 seconds is definitely
Yeah.
leisurely. But, like, is the Fiat essentially a premium flagship smartphone where you pay for efficiency while the Leapmotor is more of a budget burner phone? Like, cheaper, but with noticeable compromises.
That is a great way to put it. But how Leapmotor compensates for that heavier, cheaper battery is brilliant. They use this proprietary intelligent power platform.
Oh, what does that do?
Well, by electronically bundling the motor, the inverter, and the charger into a single unit, they eliminate a ton of heavy physical wiring harnesses.
Oh, I see. So it saves weight.
Right. It cuts weight and drastically lowers production costs. Fiat, meanwhile, uses Stellantis-optimized parts that are engineered and fine-tuned specifically to squeeze out maximum aerodynamic and energy efficiency.
So if I am getting this right, the Fiat is like a tailored Italian suit. It's engineered to look and feel perfect, prioritizing performance and style, while the Leapmotor is more like a Swiss Army knife.
A Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, crammed with a functional utility to offset its budget constraints, but, you wouldn't necessarily wear it to a gala.
That is a perfect way to look at it. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you see that Swiss Army knife approach inside the cabin too.
Cool.
Well, to afford a massive 10.3-inch touchscreen and 210 liters of boot space, which actually beats the Fiat's 185 liters, by the way.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it had more space.
Yeah, it does. But Leapmotor had to cut costs elsewhere to offset the battery weight. You get a lot of essential hard plastics, and they put drum brakes on the rear wheels.
Wait, I have to stop you there. Drum
Yeah.
brakes. In 2026, the Fiat has four-wheel disc brakes. Throwing drum brakes on a modern car feels like a massive corner to cut just to save a few bucks.
You'd think so, but this is actually an incredible quirk of EV engineering.
Really?
Yeah, because electric cars rely heavily on regenerative braking, so using the motor's resistance to slow the car down and recapture energy, the physical rear brakes are rarely used.
Ah, right. So they just kind of sit there.
Exactly. On a lot of EVs, rear disc brakes actually end up rusting from lack of friction. Drum brakes are fully sealed. So Leapmotor's quote-unquote cheap compromise is actually a clever way to prevent a common EV maintenance headache.
Okay, that is completely counterintuitive. A budget cut that actually solves a rust problem. But despite the clever engineering and that extra cargo room, the actual driving vibe is totally different.
Oh, completely night and day.
Yeah, there's a fantastic anecdote from our sources from an owner who actually had both of these vehicles. They admitted they almost always grab the Fiat's keys because, quote, it always puts me in a good mood. They don't even use either car for long trips. They just take the train.
Because they represent colliding market strategies. Fiat is selling a premium Segment A experience. It is a fashion statement designed to be a joy to dart around tight city streets.
Right. And Leapmotor isn't selling a mood.
Exactly. They are optimizing for interior space and pure budget-friendly utility.
Exploring this clash between premium emotional appeal and budget-friendly utility is exactly why we put together this deep dive today, and we sincerely thank you for tuning in to navigate it with us.
It really comes down to recognizing what you actually need from a daily driver.
Exactly. Which leaves you with this to ponder. As compact EVs continue to drop in price and the underlying tech becomes practically identical, will your next car choice be driven by battery chemistry and cargo volume? Or simply by which one puts a smile on your face when you grab the keys?